Alright, welcome back everybody to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with me, myself, and I, Rob Swift. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to, first off, we're going to capture these low-level bug Pokemon. Going for the excellent bonus right there. There we go. We got ourselves a Weedle. Level 6, level 7, and level 9. Alright, let's get rid of Growl, because Growl really doesn't do much. Especially when Pikachu's physical defense is so low. Like, it lowers physical attack, but for Pikachu, that's kind of pointless. Alright, let's capture this Caterpie. There we go. Alright, I do not believe that there is anything else in this forest worth catching outside of a Bulbasaur. So, here's the thing. Bulbasaur requires chaining for, and chaining will take a long time. But what won't take a lot of time is pretty much just plowing through all these bug-type trainers. But I do remember we need to go do something. And it's actually rather important to the plot in the older Pokemon games. In these newer Pokemon games, it really kind of doesn't matter. But I want to go do it anyways, as sort of like a tradition of sort of settling the old score. And did that Rattata just moon me? That Rattata just mooned me. I'm offended by this. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to head down south, and we're going to go ahead and hit up the Pokemon Center, and then we're going to battle our rival for the second time. And this time our rival will most definitely have a flying type, and he will have his Eevee with him. So Pikachu will just curb stomp both of them, but it makes more sense to just do this rather than letting it fly. So, also, on the screen here, we have Weedle and Caterpie sort of in the background. Those are being left there because they evolve at relatively low levels, and by the time I'm done with like Viridian Forest and made my way through Mount Moon, I should be relatively done with leveling them to their final form. So let's go ahead and switch to Thunder here. Alright, let's go ahead and battle our rival. Alright, this will be an easy fight. Like, the rival battles aren't meant to be difficult, to be honest. Like, the only time the rival battles have ever really been difficult, in my opinion, were the rival battles in Pokemon Red and Blue and Fire Red and Leaf Green. The ones in Pokemon Gold were kind of difficult, but after a while it got really easy. And Ruby and Sapphire, you really didn't have a rival. You more or less just had an occasional battle. And Diamond and Pearl sort of brought back the rival, but Barry was not exactly top tier. He was a good rival though. I'm trying to think. Did Black and White, Pokemon Black and White, actually have a decent rival? Yeah, I'd say that one guy whose name I can't remember was an okay rival. He wasn't great by any stretch, but he was at least challenging. I don't remember if Black and White 2 had a specific rival that caused you problems, because I didn't really play through that. Like, that was the one Pokemon game I didn't play through, because it was just a rehash of Pokemon Black and White. So it wasn't really on my priority list of games to play. And it also came out at like a really bad time for me to play video games. So yeah, that was a thing. But let's go ahead and hit up Viridian Forest. But then on to Kalos. Kalos had a decent rival system going on, but your rivals were more or less just a supporting character that popped up at random points. Like, let's be honest here, the rival in Pokemon X and Y was more or less there as a supporting friendship character. Which, there's nothing wrong with that, but I do kind of miss the old days where your rival would give you so many problems with, like, Pokemon that were higher level than yours, and Pokemon that you would often struggle against. Like, I still remember going into those rival battles when I was younger and just not having a clue of how to deal with my opponent's Pokemon when I don't have anything that could beat that gosh darn Ivysaur or Venusaur at that point in the game. Because back when Pokemon Fire Red came out, I always chose Squirtle. And problem with most of the game is at that point in the game, the only thing you really had to really stand up against grass types for flying types, and maybe possibly a psychic type if you were lucky. Because grass type Pokemon, you wouldn't think they're annoying, but the problem is in the Kanto region, there's a lot of grass types. And water types don't do well against grass types. So Squirtle may have been the easiest starter to use, but when it came to battling your rival, you were kind of out of luck. Like, I'm fairly certain if you chose Squirtle, the final team was like, let's see here. Rhydon, I'm fairly certain there was a Gyarados in there. Rhydon, Gyarados, Arcanine, Alakazam, Pidgeot, and Venusaur, which is a fairly balanced team. Alright, make sure I'm not missing someone, because I want to battle all these people. Because I need the experience. So I can pretty much just grind my way through most of these battles. Because at this point in the game, most of these battles are rather easy. Alright, so let's head north and face more bug catchers. Because I'm just going to battle all these bug catchers for the sake of convenience. Because battling these bug catchers, it's really easy EXP at this point in the game. Like, take for example this Pokemon. This Pokemon can only use one move, and that move just increases its defense. Like, this Kakuna here will only use Harden. Which isn't too big a deal, because Gust is a special type attack. Well, ranged attack, not physical. Alright, so my little plant can now shoot acid. Oh, look at my adorable little plant of doom and destruction. They grow up so fast. Alright, hidden item behind the tree. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue onwards. I'm actually pretty tempted to go after that. Alright, yellow bug thing. Out of my way. I want that gigantic butterfly. Metapod, no. No, Metapod, I don't want to deal with you. I want the butterfly. No, butterfly, where'd you go? The butterfly disappeared. No. No. Ah. That sucks. That sucks on ice. Okay. So, let's go ahead and switch to Pikachu here. Because I'm fairly certain these girls all use normal type Pokemon. Or something along that analog. Alright, there we go. Problem solved. Alright, grab the item over here. Found a lure. Lures are useful because they can attract certain hidden Pokemon that you don't normally see. But you gotta use them in, like, succession. Otherwise, you're not gonna find anything. So switch over to Windy here. And this is the last one here. So we should be able to just curb stomp our way through this. Alright, there we go. We'll go ahead and use Gust. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's hop on out of here. But there are a couple Pokemon games I would like to see remastered at some point. Like, This was a nice throwback to Pokemon Red and Blue. But what I would like to see is I would like to see Pokemon Coliseum in some form make a comeback. Of course, that's highly unlikely, but I also think that potentially Pokemon could just do a Pokemon game where they just have every Pokemon region and you just wander around and hope for the best. Like an open world Pokemon game would be kind of cool, but it really doesn't fit Pokemon's like linear RPG kind of style. Well, pseudo-linear, because there's lots of jumping around in some of these Pokemon games. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and just totally annihilate Brock with our little plant friend here. So let's just go bring honor to our family by destroying this gym. Yeah, if you know, at this point in the game, you can't actually get water-type Pokemon. You can only get grass. So essentially, what this game does is it forces you to go all the way back to either get an Oddish or a Bellsprout. Or it makes you try to catch a Bulbasaur into the Viridian Forest. You literally don't get a choice. You literally have to, bring a grass type here. So we'll just go ahead and use Absorb and win. Like, pretty much bringing an Oddish to this fight is kind of like hitting the I win button. It's not a problem, really, though, because the I win button is your friend. Alright, hit the I win button, and we'll be good to go. There we go. Alright, Brock gives some sort of spiel about how to be a rock-type Pokemon trainer, and we're gonna battle him. Like, that's literally how these gym battles go. You show up, we get some sort of motivational spiel, or some sort of antagonistic reply. We throw out our Pokemon, and then we decide to beat the crap out of each other. I mean, it's not rocket science. Alright, I don't think this will be a one-shot. Like, there's a good chance it'll be a one-shot, but no guarantees. So he's either going to use Rock Throw or a Potion. Either way, I win. There we go. Okay, so that was a rather easy fight. I, for one, welcome my new plant overlord. Alright, so Headbutt, let's see what Pokemon in our bag, let's see what Pokemon of ours can learn Headbutt. Alright, Bloom learned Headbutt, and I'm just teaching it to these guys, because we need something stronger than, say, Tackle. Alright, now that we've accomplished our mission here, let's go ahead and leave the gym here. And there is a guy who I both admire and despise for many reasons. Many, many reasons. Oh well. Let's go ahead and heal up and decide our next move here. Alright, so this is my last chance to get Bulbasaur for quite a while. But you know what? It's not really worth it. So, the only other option would be to go onto this route over here, which is Route 3. But we'll go ahead and explore Route 3 in the next session, because it's getting late, and I would like to sleep a bit, because I do have things I have to do tomorrow. But I will see you guys in the next session.